Welcome to the show. I'm Ray. Today we're talking about why having boring cash is actually the ultimate flex. In 2014, a 92-year-old gas station attendant named Ronald Reed passed away. He left behind a casual 65 crore rupees. Around the same time, a Harvard-educated Wall Street executive named Richard Fusconi declared bankruptcy. How does a guy fixing cars outsmart a top finance bro? It's a true story from the book The Psychology of Money. And the secret wasn't a magic stock tip. Fusconi borrowed millions to expand his 18,000 square foot mansion, leaving zero safety net. When the 2008 financial crisis hit, wiped out. He lost everything. Ronald Reed? He just saved consistently, kept a massive cash buffer, and let his money sit quietly. To show you exactly how this plays out in real life, let me introduce you to two friends, Priya and Samir. They both just got a 10 lakh inheritance, but only one of them understands the true secret to financial survival. Most people don't even have 3 months of expenses saved, which means one job loss or one unexpected medical bill can wipe them out completely. No backup, no buffer, no margin for error. And the worst part? It doesn't even look like it from the outside. You see the fancy dinners, the weekend trips, but behind the scenes? It's a financial house of cards. Welcome to the show. I'm Ray, and today we're talking about money. Not the buy my masterclass to become a millionaire kind of money. The how to actually sleep peacefully at night without checking your bank app kind of money. Because having boring, lazy cash sitting in an account, that is the ultimate flex. Let me tell you a story about two people, Priya and Samir. Both live in Bangalore, both just inherited 10 lakh rupees. And both have very different ideas on what to do with it. Let's start with Samir. Samir is that guy who watches a 3-minute YouTube video on stocks and suddenly thinks he's a financial guru. He gets his 10 lakhs and immediately thinks, I need to double this by next month. Samir puts all his money into the riskiest, flashiest stocks he can find. He wants alpha. Alpha is just a fancy finance word for beating the market and making big, fast profits. Samir hates the idea of cash. He calls it dead capital. According to him, if your money isn't constantly working, it's being lazy. Now meet Priya. Priya is calm, practical, and loves a good safety net. She looks at her 10 lakhs and says, let's build a fortress. She takes 4 lakhs, about 6 months of her living expenses, and puts it into a simple, boring fixed deposit. An FD isn't flashy. It's not going to make her rich overnight, but it is highly liquid. Liquidity just means how fast you can turn your asset into usable cash without losing money. If you need cash tomorrow, an FD is liquid. A house? Not liquid. You can't exactly pay for groceries with a brick. Samir laughs at Priya. He tells her she's losing to inflation and being too scared. Priya, he says, your money is just sitting there doing nothing. You're leaving money on the table. Samir's portfolio is jumping up and down every day. He checks his phone every 10 minutes. Priya? She checks her phone to look at cute dog videos. Her 4 lakhs is safe and sound. The remaining 6 lakhs, Priya invests sensibly in stable, long-term funds. Everything is going great. Samir is bragging about a 15% return he made on paper. But then, reality hits. The universe decides to throw a curveball. The stock market takes a massive nosedive. We're talking a steep cliff. Those flashy, high-risk stocks Samir bought, they drop by 40%. Suddenly, Samir's 10 lakhs is looking a lot more like 6 lakhs. Now, a market crash is normal. If you don't need the money right now, you just wait it out. But the universe has a funny sense of humor. Bad things love company. Right when the market crashes, Samir's company announces layoffs, and Samir's name is on the list. Suddenly, Samir has no income, and he needs cash to pay his rent and EMI. Remember how Samir had no boring cash? Zero buffer? Now he is forced to sell his stocks. But because the market is down 40%, he is selling them at a massive loss. He is turning a temporary market dip into a permanent financial disaster for himself. All because he thought having an emergency fund was dead capital. Now let's look at Priya. Remember her? The one with the boring fixed deposit? Guess what? The universe doesn't play favorites. Priya's company also does layoffs. Priya loses her job on the exact same day as Samir. Same bad luck. But Priya has a secret weapon, a superpower. She has her emergency fund, her 6 months of expenses sitting safely in an FD. When Priya gets laid off, she doesn't panic. She goes home, makes chai, and updates her resume. Does she sell her investments? The 6 lakhs she put in those long-term funds? Absolutely not. Why would she? She doesn't need that money right now. Her investments are down, sure, but it's only a paper loss. A paper loss only becomes a real loss if you panic and click sell. Priya can afford to wait because her lazy cash is doing the heavy lifting paying her rent. Meanwhile, back to Samir. He sold his stocks at a 40% loss. But that cash wasn't enough to cover his fancy lifestyle and car EMIs. So what does he do? He uses his credit card. Now he's paying 36% interest. 36%! He's practically working for the bank now. He's an unpaid intern for his credit card company. Samir thought cash was dead capital. But high-interest debt? That's an actual black hole. This is what we call the cost of ruin. Avoiding a 100% wipeout is mathematically more important than chasing a 20% gain. Math is a cruel mistress. If you lose 50%, you don't need 50% to get back to normal. You need a 100% gain just to break even. Fast forward 1 year, the storm passes. Priya gets a new job, and the stock market? It recovers. Because she never sold, her 6 lakhs rode the wave right back up and then some. Her patience paid off, all because her emergency fund gave her the luxury of time. And Samir? He's still paying off that credit card debt. He has no money left to invest in the recovered market. He missed the entire bounce back. Samir is out of the game. Priya is still playing and winning. And that, my friends, is the difference between gambling and investing. Boring cash isn't dead capital. It's your armor. You wouldn't walk into a boss fight in a video game without a health bar, right? Your emergency fund is your financial health bar. It lets you take hits without getting a game over. It's the concrete floor that stops you from falling into the basement when life happens. So figure out your monthly expenses, multiply it by 6, put that money in an FD, forget it exists, let it be boring. Let your friends flex their crypto gains, let them chase alpha. You're going to flex the fact that you can sleep 8 hours a night. Because when the storm comes, and it always does, the boring people are the only ones left standing. So, build your floor, protect your downside. Stop trying to be the wolf of Dalal Street if you can't afford to feed the sheep. If you found this helpful, send it to that one friend who checks their portfolio during dinner. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Hit subscribe so you don't miss our next video. We keep it real and we keep it simple. I'm Ray. Thanks for watching. Remember, stay boring, stay safe. See you next time. Look, I know asking you to subscribe is basically a reflex at this point. But if you enjoyed watching Samir's financial house of cards collapse so yours doesn't have to, hit the like button. Drop a comment below and be honest. Are you building a fortress like Priya or are you secretly sweating like Samir? Make sure you subscribe here and go follow Zeering on Instagram for more reality checks. I'm Ray. Keep your cash boring and your life interesting. Catch you next time.